Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending this Wednesday's webinar on annuities and the current climate of today's economy. So we have Chris Demars here, an annuity specialist, one of the partners that we work with, and he's here to tell you how annuities will work and how they work in market volatility economy that we have now. So here, Chris, go ahead, take it away, my friend.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Today, I want to share with you, I think something that kind of it's a very grassroots concept. It's a back of the napkin kind of sales idea, if you will. It's very easy. I'll pull this back up. This is, as you can see, is a Chipotle napkin right there. And it's something that can help you maybe educate somebody in a moment's time, whether you meet somebody at a lobby in a hotel or at a bar or at a baseball game and they're asking, what do you do? Well, you can tell them you sell style. Yeah, you heard me right. You guys sell style. And no, I'm not talking about Gucci and Versace and Christian Dior. You sell a different type of style. And that style is, let me share my screen here with you. Style, just like I said, STYLE. But first, let's put this into some context as to what type of products are out there that will offer style, right? We all know there's many different investments out there that range from FIAs, VAs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and then of course you have REITs and different alternatives, right? So when we talk about style, we're talking about the S stands for safety. So which one of these outlets or products, if you will give you safety? T is for tax deferral, right? So we offer tax deferred growth. Y is yield. L, lifetime income, of course. And can anybody maybe guess what E stands for? Estate planning. So now let's look at, of all the product offerings that your client may have heard of, or some other advisor or insurance agent may have tried offering your clients, which of these will match up with style? So REITs, they don't provide any safety. Of course, mutual funds don't provide any safety. Stocks don't provide any safety. VAs don't provide any safety, but an FIA does. Okay, looks like it. Tax deferred growth. Does a REIT or an alt? Nope. How about mutual fund? Nope. Bonds? Nope. Stocks? Nope. Or stocks? Nope. And VAs? Yes. Okay, so there we go. We got one that offers tax deferred growth besides an FIA, and then of course an FIA. How about yield? Well, of course, we've got REITs that are going to provide yield, mutual funds, bonds, stocks, VAs, and FIA. So finally, one column we have in yield that will offer all the products. But think back on safety now. So obviously with risk, there's reward, and there's more risk when you start talking about mutual funds, stocks, bonds, REITs, alternatives, etc. What about lifetime income? REITs, nope. Mutual funds, nope. Bonds, nope. Stocks, nope. Variable annuity, yes. That can offer guaranteed lifetime income, and then of course an FIA. And go one step beyond this, just think about it. The only thing in the business that can offer a guaranteed lifetime income is an annuity, whether it's a fixed or indexed or a variable. That's it. Not even your 401k, not your 403b, not your ESOP, not your TSP, nothing under the sun can give your clients a guaranteed lifetime income that they can never outlive outside of annuity, period, amen. Okay. And what about estate planning? REITs, alts, nope. Mutual fund, nope. Bonds, nope. Stocks, nope. VA, yes. And FIA, yes. So when you think back to that next person that you have just a couple minutes with to talk to, just remember, you don't have to go through all the other options as far as products that are out there, but just think of style. The back of the napkin. You can just write it out top to bottom, STYLE, and then you have safety, tax deferred growth, yield, lifetime income, and estate planning. You all have this, you all can offer it, and not everybody can offer that. You know, the stock jockey down the street who's working for UBS or Merrill or Chase or Wells Fargo or Axis or New York Life, right? Oftentimes they're probably not going to be selling style. They're going to be selling, assets under management or just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, alts, REITs, those type of things. So you guys have the leg up because you do offer style. And what's great about, obviously the FIA, it offers a little bit of everything to your clients. So next time you get in a pinch and somebody asks what you do, tell them that you sell style, because I guarantee you, you're going to pique their interest, and then you can explain to them what that means. Now, I also want to share with you, here's a great piece as well that kind of correlates with the style acronym. We have, it's a list of, again, all the different product offerings that your client may have seen or been offered or suggested or what have you. And it goes along the risk spectrum. So on the far left, starting with stocks, that's going to be the most risk, most reward, but also the most risk, right? And already we've seen this year off to a very, very volatile start, high inflation, markets are down. Right now, I read an article the other day, bonds are down $2 trillion. So stock market, I think, made a little bit of a comeback last week. I want to say it's now negative, right around 13, 14% year to date. So it made up a little bit because the week before, I think it was down 17%. So last week it made a little bit of a run. But again, from the spectrum of risk to no risk, we have this all here, right? We have stocks, mutual funds, variable annuities, bonds, fixed index annuities, where you finally get to that tipping point where all of a sudden there's no risk, but yet there's still some yield to be had there. And of course, fixed annuity, even multi-year guarantee annuity rates have climbed back. We're seeing some extremely competitive rates, and that's the low-hanging fruit, you guys. So if you're looking for an inroads to a client on the annuity side, maybe ask them about what they're experiencing with their bank CDs. Trust me, your clients have them. There's no doubt in my mind that your clients have them. So if they're getting, on a 5-year CD, maybe a couple percent, and especially if that is just coming to its end of maturity and they've issued it, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and it's just coming due, my guess is that rate's probably more down by 1%. And now we're seeing rates up in the 4% guaranteed for 5 years. So again, fixed index annuities, fixed annuities are becoming increasingly popular as the interest rates rise. And then of course you get your CDs and cash, which there's really no benefit to that right now. With inflation, it's what I call losing money conservatively. So if you have clients who are just stashing money away in their savings account or their checking, with inflation at right about 8% right now year to date, they are losing money conservatively. So with that, that's all I had for today. Just a very easy explanation of what you have to offer in style. And then of course we have this piece to go along with that that covers the spectrum of risk and where really fixed index annuities fall into place, as well as fixed annuities, as they've been making a large resurgence here in the marketplace today. So with that, Bernard, do we have any questions, or do you have any questions on this?
Folks, if you have any questions, actually, this was, I like short webinars, and this was a very powerful short webinar. So folks, if you have any questions, here's the best time to ask Chris. Yeah, Tracy, I like that concept too, and I'm going to use it as well.
Yeah, it's simple. Sometimes we lose sight of some of the back of the napkin type stuff, and I was actually just reminded of it at a conference I was in last week by a wholesaler with an insurance company, and this is a guy I've known for a few years, and he was just going at it with some of the different back of the napkin type of techniques. Another quick one is, let's see here. I think I got another napkin here that I'll share with you that may not be the most compliant nowadays, but it was effective for this gentleman, and this was back from 2011 that he used to use this. And but there's 3 ways, right? You can tell somebody, what can the market do? It can do 3 things, right? And those 3 things here is that the market can go up, it can go sideways, or it can go down. Now, potential prospect, if you could get rid of one of those, what would it be? I mean, 10 out of 10 people, what are they going to do? They're going to say, hey, I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of the down. Great, let's set an appointment, because that's what I do. Simple as that. So again, simple, short, sweet. I mean, this is when you got a matter of minutes to make a first impression and possibly get a phone number to book an appointment in the near future with this person who you may run into in an elevator, at the bar, at a restaurant, at the hotel lobby, wherever it may be. It's funny because I say the napkin and I say elevator. This particular agent who used this actually used to keep napkins on him, or like a little square post-it note. I don't have any on my desk, but just in his pocket. And he just pull that out because he would just spark random conversations with people. And that's what he would do. And you'd get business all the time. So again, doesn't have to be complex. You know, we live in a world full of complexities. So let's just make it simple, straight to the point, and I think you guys can find some success using style.
Here, say Tracy has a question. Do we have access to do client presentation like you just shared? Actually, what I can do, the style, I can put that together, have our media graphic team put that together. And the presentation part is just more of conversation, a simple conversation. But I can try to put something together for that as well. But definitely, I can have our team make the chart for the style.
And I can send this piece over here. This is just by American Equity. It's, you know, what is your risk tolerance is the name of it. That shows the spectrum from high risk, high reward, all the way down to low risk, very little reward. And that's a great piece. Great visual. 84% of people are visual learners. So when you show them something like this, they're going to gravitate towards that. And you could even say, hey, listen, you can start crossing out the stocks, mutual funds, variable annuities, and bonds because you don't do that, right? Or if you do, great. And then lead them to the FIA. Hey, this is the best of both worlds, right? And this is where I feel you can win in retirement without having to take on too much risk, and yet make it to the end goal.
Then see Tracy, she said, what platform are you using for your presentation? Now we do have a retirement Roblox platform through True Choice. And Chris, if you can just quick explanation of that right quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, we just overhauled our website, and you can find access to everything on there. But our Retirement Roblox is a full multimedia, print, advertising, and educational based platform that includes everything from videos. We've got presentations both for seminar, whether in person or via webinar. They're two different presentations. So we have that. We have the consumer brochures. We have some different calculators on longevity and equivalent portfolio value calculators, and a few others, sequence of return risk. And the retirement roadblocks is designed to cover the 7 retirement roadblocks in retirement. So I'll pull it up here real quick just to kind of give you guys a look at it again. We've kind of based everything around these caricatures, Bill and Jill. So everything is kind of cartoon based. There's a lot of reasons for that from a psychological and marketing standpoint. People tend to gravitate towards cartoons and so forth, no matter what age you are. So not just for kids, but let me pull it up here. The 7 financial risks. So again, we have the consumer guide. We have the different webinar recordings that you can watch that we've done, so you can revisit that. And then here we have the different white papers that are for financial professionals. So again, the 7 risks are longevity, inflation, sequence of return, withdrawal rate risk, social security risk, healthcare risk, and taxation risk. And if anybody's ever followed Tom Hegna, I highly recommend you jot that name down and just go do a YouTube search or Google search for Tom Hegna. He's got a lot of great videos out there, and he talks about these risks, but specifically longevity. Longevity is a risk multiplier. And what I mean by that is, if let's say you got somebody who's going to retire and they're in just terrible health and they have maybe a life expectancy to live of a couple years, well, clearly they don't have inflation risk, sequence of return risk, withdrawal rate risk, social security risk, taxation risk, healthcare risk. They're not going to run into that. They'll never go through and spend all their assets. But as we start to age and longevity increases, which now, as we all know, right, the stat is a healthy couple age 65, their life expectancy, or one of them, there's a 50% chance one of them will live to age 92. So as our life expectancy increases, longevity risk becomes a risk multiplier, meaning the longer you live, the more you're going to run into all these other risks. So if we can take longevity off the table, oh, well, how would we do that? An indexed annuity, because it provides guaranteed lifetime income. Now you've taken all these other risks off the table just with one product. Again, going back to style, a REIT can't do that. A bond can't do that. Your 401k can't do that. Your 403b can't do that. Your stock with Facebook can't do that. Nothing else can do that besides an annuity. So again, there's the white paper, the animated videos. We have animated videos on all of these. So I'll just real quickly hit play on this one. So as you can see, they're the caricature videos. These are great to use if you're doing seminars, to run these before your seminars as people are signing in and taking their seats and whatnot before the presentation begins. I mean, you can use these in a numerous amount of ways. So we have videos, one pagers on each of the roadblocks. Here's the calculators I mentioned, and then here's the in-person event materials, as well as the webinar materials. Digital pitch kits, so if you want to blow up a big poster or you want to start advertising on the social media, whatever social media platforms you're on, whether it be LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatnot. There's all types of different ad and graphics for that. We have a taxation digital pitch kit, and then all the different pitch kits for the different retirement roadblocks. I shouldn't say all of them, but a lot of them here. So, and then not to mention, we also have an app for your phone, so you can access these as well. So I've had advisors of mine actually pull up a video with a client or even a prospect, again, whatever setting, at a bar, at the baseball game, at wherever you're at, pull up a video, longevity right from their phone because of the app on the phone. So again, multiple ways that you can use it. It's full multimedia, advertising, educational based platform, not only to help you educate your clients, but to prospect for new clients. And I don't care if you're a 0 a year annuity producer just getting in the business, or you're a 20 million a year annuity producer. This will work for all stages, and I have people at all ends of the spectrum who use this. So by no means do you have to be a big shot to be able to start incorporating these into your practice. Sorry, that was a little bit long-winded there, Bernard, but there you have it. And we touched on this, geez, probably been a while. I went on paternity leave prior, and we went a little bit more in depth on all the different aspects. This was just a very brief synopsis again of retirement roadblocks, but moving forward, we can touch on each and every topic. And I can set that up with Bernard so you guys can become familiar with each topic and what we have to offer as well.
Yep. So the other question is, are we allowed to co-brand by putting our names and contact info on the marketing materials?
So the only marketing material that is that there's room for that is the consumer guide. So it is customizable. So if we go to view here on the inside, so this would be on the and I swear I have one of these on hand. I don't want to waste anybody's time, but this is a different magazine. So when you open up, it's a glossy, legit brochure. And when you open it up, this is the page that you find. So it's on the inside of the cover page. And then right here where you see the retirement roadblocks, we can put your logo. If you've got a professional photo, portrait of yourself, we can do that there, and a logo, all your contact information, your website, all your different handles on your social media, all that kind of stuff. So this would be the one piece that we could customize. Actually, the videos can be customizable too. So at the end of the video, same thing. We can put all your contact information, your logo, everything up there. So if you want to put your videos and have them running on social media, I've got financial professionals using those videos on social media, on your website. So if you have a business website, you can use that there. So then when the video ends, it's all your contact information. So multiple ways you can do that. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would be customizable at the end of the videos. And there might be some of like the posters. I don't know. I don't think you would need to customize that because the posters you would just hang in your office. But yeah, the consumer brochure and the videos indefinitely can be customizable.
Then they also have invitations if you want to do in-person seminars, those are customizable, or the virtual invitations, those are customizable. And I also think the actual presentation is customizable too.
Yeah, again, whether you're doing in-person seminars or webinars, the materials, it's the whole suite of materials that you can use if you decide to, from the invites to the the feedback pages that you leave, and they can grade you on how well you did and whatnot if they want to meet. And then it has like the dates and times and everything, so you can book appointments, all that kind of stuff. So it's literally, we didn't skip anything. It's all there if you decide to use it.
So I will say this for you all that sell Medicare, be it MedSups or Medicare Advantage plans. So this summer, when you are doing your reviews, this is the perfect time to bring up the style and throw that in there. I know you're going to have questions. Are you happy with your Medicare plan? Is your Medicare plan doing this, doing that? You can talk about the life insurance, and then you can talk about style, and then you have a couple of opportunities before actual AEP starts. So you can get in that life insurance, and you can get those annuities in before October 15th, because after October 15th, you won't be able to do that with those clients until after the first. So you can actually kill two birds with one stone. Do we have any other questions from the folks here? So I have just a quick question. So in today's market, and I guess what would be the perfect client, Chris, or the perfect person to talk to? Let's say you have a person that just retired and they're hearing all type of bad stuff about annuities, but annuities would be the perfect mix for what they have. What would you say about that?
Annuities have been called the four-letter word for many years, back some time now, because I think that the image and what people think and the work that we have done, whether you're on the brokerage side or whether you're on the advising side, the retail side, or even the insurance carriers, and then even our friends over at the Alliance for Lifetime Income, all the work that they've done, you don't come across that too often, but if you still do, usually it's a misnomer or some kind of myth that they've heard about annuities, and maybe they have been true at one point. So you just have to ask them, what is it that they have heard, or what their advisor has told them about annuities that makes them so bad, and really just sit down and educate them. Again, I think it goes back to even style. Again, here are the benefits, and the most common myths that people are thinking of, and probably the most prevalent one is if I die, the insurance company keeps my money. No, that's not the case. Just like the case back when, probably when you were growing up, you didn't ride in a car with a seatbelt, probably. Things evolve and things change. Industries changed, right? Taxis evolved into Uber and Lyft. And that's the evolution of this business. So I think it's just figuring out, what myth that they heard and educating on that.